What did one plate say to another? Huh? Dinner's on me. Before we start, a quick word from this video sponsor. This video is sponsored by Instant Gaming. With the rising costs in gaming, it's imperative to save money wherever possible. And one of the best ways you can do so is using Instant Gaming, because you can get keys straight from verified sellers, saving yourself massive amounts of money. For example, Grand Theft Auto 5 PC Enhanced for $13.56 is a 60% discount. And you can see too that you can always check to see different consoles and see deals that are running on different consoles, such as 50% off if you play on Xbox One with the premium edition. So Instant Gaming gives you savings across multiple platforms, across multiple games. So check out what's trending, head to my link in the description below and pinned comment and check out Instant Gaming and get yourself some great savings. What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the May survival guide. May is a pretty big month, but a lot of it is going to be kind of tailored towards some rewards at the beginning of the month and then just ways to prepare for the big June update. So a lot of people might feel a little stressed that there's another Golden Pursuit, a little bit of FOMO because, hey, Oblivion Remastered just came out. It's an absolute certified banger. Now they're going to have to come back to a Golden Pursuit. We're going to talk about all that and more in today's video. Talk about the things, what you should focus on, and then two, talk about some of the other things like, hey, you may want to focus on this if your goals are X, Y, Z, but if it's A, B, C, maybe you don't need to worry about it too much. And here is our snapshot for the month of May. Now, you can see here on the left, this is going to be a bit of a tiffy year. You got from May 1st to May 29th, so a lot of us are playing Oblivion right now. It's a absolutely fantastic game, but you have a whole month to get this bad boy. It will also come, as you can see, plus control the weather with new furnishing. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know exactly what's going to be involved in that, but we'll have a little more information below we can talk about. Just save the date on these things. Crime Wave event May 1st through the 6th. We have a whole video breakdown on this. We'll talk a little bit more about that when they give us the breakdown below. We also have the Kind of Funny podcast limited series. We also have Capture the Relic weekend. Earn 25% more alliance points for Capture the Relic. That is something you could do. Yeah, it's a thing that's happening. Then you have the customized action. Purchase 2025 content pass now to unlock. Offer ends May 7th. And then finally, more importantly, we have the 100% XP boost. Get to the next level. That's going to go from May 29th through June 3rd. So again, the purpose of this video, as we talk about these things, is going to kind of focus on, hey, depending on the type of player you are, you may want to focus on X, Y, and Z. So let's talk about that now. And you can see at the very tippy top here, we have a little bit more information. The 10-year anniversary celebration continues. Claim a relic that can control the weather, an incredible new home, and a pile of gleaming gold. So a lot of people thought that this was actually the 5 companions home. It does clarify that this is a new home. So, and a pile of gleaming gold, which we do love by completing activities during a May's month-long Golden Pursuit campaign, but the details will not be released until May 1st. Now, if it's really cattywampus what you have to do, if it makes you use the quadratic formula, I'll do an updated video on it, but likely it'll be pretty straightforward. I would assume it's like craft some furnishings, place some furnishings, maybe buy some furnishings. I don't think they're going to make you do anything too loosey-goosey, but overall, it's probably something that you want to shoot for, especially because houses are actually a really good resource to have in the game. You might think, Jake, why do I need a house? You know, I can't afford a house in the real world. Why do I need one in ESO? Well, the beautiful thing about a house in ESO is that it's a lot cheaper and it's a free fast travel point. But more importantly, you can have all the deconstruction areas. You can put a banker in there. You can put extra vault space in there. Most of which, all of those things can be earned base game. You can even put somebody in there that's a fence that you can sell to. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that because you can easily just fast travel to a Thieves Guild that doesn't have guards, block in the way. But notably, being able to put the chests inside your house to get extra furnishing space is very helpful. Deconstruction tables, and then any assistance do make it helpful too. But you can always ball out, get things like Mundus stones, extra crafting tables like for specific sets, and just go buck wild on the whole operation. You can also use things like a vampiric fountain that allows you to basically raise and lower your vampirism levels by using a training dummy that goes along with it. So houses are a pretty good resource to have. It's just a very nice ease of access type thing to have, but it's one of the things you have a whole month to get. And again, if it's a little convoluted on how to get it, I will do a more in-depth breakdown for you. And notably too, from May of the login rewards, we're going to have some Argonian styled furnishings. You have to log in on May 1st to see the full list. Unfortunately, I don't have the full list here with me, but well, Argonian style for some people like them. I personally don't. If you're like Jake, what's an Argonian styled furnishing? Just go to Merkmeyer and just look around, or Shadowfen, and be like, this is what that is. Now, the Crime Wave mini event is a pretty good one. We have a whole 20+ minute breakdown on this event. So this is the quick TLDR, so that way you don't have to, watch 20-minute video, because I don't want to, give you double the homework. So the Crime Wave event will go from May 1st to May 6th. However, there's going to be some bonus drops when you complete various criminal activities. Unlike most things in ESO, you generally get punished for, having a current bounty on you. But during this event, the higher your bounty, the better rewards you're getting, because you're getting a bonus drop from doing criminal activities. So a couple things to consider. One, Ember gives you bonus rewards when doing things like pickpocketing. You have a chance to get hidden wallets. That's great. However, she also really dislikes you getting caught. So by the end of the event, she might be pretty annoyed at you. Also, if you have her fully completed, you actually will 100% have that bonus as a passive, meaning you can use somebody like Azander, who gets bonuses from stealing items in the overworld, because he gets little research portfolios that you can open, which is absolutely great. You might be thinking to yourself, Jake, I don't have any companions. The companion portion of this is not adding a whole lot to the actual maximum event bonuses of this thing. So what you really need to focus on is just finding a good area to go that's not too loaded up with other people. I really like the castle in Evermore. I really like the docks inside of Davin's Watch, inside of Stonefalls. Those are my two favorite places to go. But I have a whole video breakdown on tons of options and places that you can go, because unfortunately, when it comes to a Crime Wave event, some of the places are not instances, but you also get bonus rewards when doing the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood dailies, which also can be pretty good, but they're not very quick to complete, so I don't necessarily think that you should farm those. But there's tons of good rewards and ways to min-max this event. And the ESO Hub has tons of additional tips to focus on. You don't necessarily need to focus on the actual sets, but I do think things such as Infamous, cut purse art will be very helpful. Again, if you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, Jack, I got champion points for this, don't worry about these. Some of these are more just helpful, like reduce the movement speed penalty. Out of sight is another, getting caught type thing. Sustaining shadows is just reducing the cost of sneak. Fade away is reducing heat. You might not want to have something like that, because you might want to have a total bounty, because again, you actually get better rewards when you have a high bounty. And it's based on how much of a current criminal you are. And then some of these other ones are just removing bounties and then making you visible and use the Blade of Woe. Again, Vampirism is helpful. Obviously, Ledgerman, Dark Brotherhood, and Thieves Guild passives. But the main draw of this event is that you have 100% bonus interactions you can have with defense, essentially doubling it. Now, usually the game has bottlenecked how many stolen goods you can sell per day. Obviously, it's still bottlenecked. You can see here that they have an example with and without the buff on, and you get 25% more, but there is still a bottleneck. So you might think to yourself, Jake, what type of player should be focused on doing this versus actually going out and maybe doing something else, maybe focusing on the Golden Pursuit or the Oblivion Remaster? Well, if you're a new player or somebody who doesn't have a lot of gold, this is a great event, because this event is giving you gold from a vendor. There's no thieves, there's no traders that you have to work with, there's no monthly dues you have to pay, you don't have to interact with any other players. So it's absolutely fantastic from that perspective. And these are the actual pouches that we were referencing earlier that have a higher chance to drop, depending on how much of a certified baddie you are. So you want to make sure that you are a absolutely not upstanding citizen to get more of these when it comes to getting them to drop. So that's the quick TLDR for this. You'll also get some quick items that you can get that are consumable to level up your Ledgerman, which is great because it helps you pop lock, which is when you instant try to open chests. You can get a 1 million gold bounty pardon, sellable contraband items, any furnishing item normally attained through theft. Some of those are pretty valuable. New furnishings, these are not fully confirmed yet, but they are pretty good if they are true. And then Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild consumables. So lots of really, really good stuff for this event. Again, I have a 20+ minute breakdown on this, so this is the quick TLDR. The next three things are relatively straightforward. We have the Last Chance Mages Guild Recall May 7th. That's if you purchase the 2025 Content Pass or Premium Edition, and you can claim it, the action, as a bonus reward. Second thing is that there's the Kind of Funny podcast, which has the ESO team delves deeper into the game's history and evolution. And then we have the Capture the Relic Battlegrounds weekend 25% bonus AP to play the longest, game mode that potentially is available. So maybe it's worth it, but there is a big group of people that love Capture the Relic because it's not deathmatch, and it has some of that like old school vibe of like just chaos and people trying to play the objective and it being a little bit goofy, but it's not something that I would necessarily point you towards, even if you're if you're desperate for alliance points because you want to level up your assault or support skill lines. Yes, 25% bonus AP. You are playing a guaranteed game mode that probably will be lopsided, but it might be lopsided in your favor. It's an 8v8. You never know who you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. Then the Kind of Funny podcast concludes on May 23rd. Then we have the XP Boost mini event from May 29th to June 3rd. A lot of people are like, an XP event, whatever. And to be fair, I agree with you. However, the Jubilee event, a lot of people were focused on farming Jubilee reward boxes because they were filled with some good stuff. There's no boxes to farm during this event, so you might think to yourself, oh, well, it's a worthless event. I would have rather had, the Jubilee event again. Obviously, that's not possible. You don't do the same event twice in a month. That would be really crazy. However, with subclassing coming out, you might want to consider, if you don't have a maxed out class, if you're like, ooh, my Sorcerer could really use some Warden skill lines, or my Necromancer would really benefit from some Sorcerer pets, you might want to use this opportunity to start leveling up some alternative characters on some alternative classes. I think that's probably going to be the best utilization, and I'm not going to go through and make this into a partial XP guide. Spellscar, Alakir Desert Dolmens, Dishon Dolmens, you could go to Skyreach, you could go Black Rose Prison, farming. I have an XP guide linked in the description of my videos. As much as I value the runtime of these, so that I get, more ads on the video, so YouTube likes the video more, I want to respect your time. We don't need to turn this into an XP guide. But if you do have questions, always message me on Discord. I have 0 unread messages right now because I read them all. So thank you guys so much again for standing by and going through this whole May guide, kit and caboodle with me. If you have questions, feel free again to send them to me. And as a quick TLDR, because we've been doing TLDRs, if you're just a general player, focus on the Golden Pursuit. That's a big bad boy thing for you. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. In fact, let me pull that back up here so we can do our TLDR with this map here. We want to focus on, again, getting that Golden Pursuit done. It's going to have limited time stuff. It's got a big boy house to go with it. Crime Wave will have some really cool stuff for veteran players. Maybe they want to level up their Ledgerman and some alternate characters, especially if you're pop locking and you're doing trials. You don't want to be that guy that can't pop lock a chest because they're on their healer. Maybe you want to focus on that. But honestly, it's really going to boil down to people who just want tons of gold, or that want to try to farm for some rare furnishings, because again, you can use those pouches of ill-gotten goods to get some really good stuff from those furnishings. If you want to pre-purchase the pass, you get that. If you want to get 25% bonus AP, you can play Capture the Relic weekend. You're the Kind of Funny podcast. And again, depending on the type of character you think you're going to build in the future with subclassing, this is a good time to get some of those alternate characters leveled up without having the fear of missing out on some reward boxes. A lot of people don't like to farm the Jubilee event for XP, because it's like, well, there's all these good reward boxes, and granted, you're going to be getting XP getting those reward boxes, but it's not the same. You're not going to sit and farm Black Rose Prison round 2 during the Jubilee event, because it would just feel a little silly. You're probably going to farm something like Dolmens or Portals, and yes, the XP from that is good, but it's not the best. So now you can really focus on the maximum XP if you would choose to. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. This has been a very energized Jake for this video. I don't know where all this energy is coming from. I think it's because the food I ordered is almost here. So thank you guys so much again for watching. As always, we're doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you need to do to enter is leave a comments below, tell me anything, and leave a like on the video. Second thing is, we hit 30,000 subscribers, but please also subscribe. I don't have another goal yet. I guess 30,001. And then third thing is, look for hidden word to be flashed upon the screen. If you're the first person to find and comment that word, you will win. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.